was just on the phone. It was a three-way conversation, just talking to some guys. Just having a little chit chat. And I'm at the point where I'm talking to people about it on a regular basis. Multiple people about how, challenging what you hear, challenging the stuff that you hear, the stuff that you see on the internet, that these processes that people making up. They finding out, they finding they finding out from some name that be ringing across the internet. It seems like every year there's a new name that's ringing across the internet of somebody with some damn process that they claiming is getting some type of remedy. Every single year we hear about somebody new. Hell, my name was ringing at one time. Everybody's name, who every people know about, their name was ringing at some point in time across the internet. Not saying there are no credible people out there, but you got to understand that information, that good information when you study information. It's like game recognized game. If you're one that actually research and you study on your own, you can tell when somebody's actually teaching something that's credible, because you know bullshit when you hear it, because you study it for yourself. But if you're lazy and you just looking for somebody to hold your hand, somebody to run to, because you want to take the cheap way out, to get out of trying to have to study and research stuff on your own and open up some books, and you're trying to take the lazy way out, then you're gonna be getting railroaded for years to come, and you'll probably never get free. A lot of guys are doing that. This guy specifically, I was talking to him, and I was talking to him about how it's good to, basically we talking about somebody in particular, we talking about somebody else in particular, and it went around to us, ended up leading to talking to a number of people, and we ended up calling this one guy on three-way, and because he made a statement about the guy having some type of documentation that he got from the Secretary of State, proving that he was a national, proving his status. And there was no sufficient proof of what he was saying. So I wanted to call this guy on three-way and let him show me what he was talking about. And this is not to shame the guy. If he's watching this video, it's not to shame you. This is a lesson for everybody to understand. He may disagree with me. It don't matter, because I had to pretty much speak to him like a big brother. You know what I'm saying? Because I've gone through this same thing with just listening to somebody show me something that's not really proof of somebody's claim. It's the same way they treat us in court. If you don't have evidence to prove what you're saying, whatever you're saying is hearsay. So you can say what you want to say, talking about I'm a living man, I'm a living man. I'm not that fiction and all this other different stuff. But you got nothing on the record to prove anything you're saying. You have nothing, no documentation, no records in the county recorder's office, nothing filed into that case that proves anything. So you can't make up a process and then if somebody's using a lecture to validate some process that they're doing, run. They're using a lecture. They're not using no sources. They're not giving you any sources as to where they got that from. Run. Because it's some shit they made up, and they want to use their own mentality, their own thoughts about some shit just to win an audience. And if you're lazy and you don't really study like you should be studying, then you're going to be one of those people that actually you're going to get wooed by every winning doctrine. Everything that somebody, anything that's look like it shines, you think it's gold because somebody said, like, just take for instance, and this is not the shit on the following names, okay? I'm just naming a few names we've heard across the internet. We've heard of the Jonah Bays, the Yusuf Els, the Akeem Els, the Moors, the whole Moor community. You know, what's he call it? What's another one? Hellraiser, Amin Osiris, Rick W. We've heard these names throughout the years. These names we have heard. We heard Emrose. Heard these names throughout the years, year in, year out. Chris Hauser. We always hear new names all the time. And then when we hear those names, just imagine you hear those names, any particular name, you know, repeatedly by different people. That name in your mind sounds like someone that's credible, someone that knows what they're talking about. They own to something. They got some remedy. And so you go, and I'm sure any of those guys on that list will tell you that at some point they always tell people to go look stuff up on your own. Don't believe me, go look it up. Most of them say that, okay? That's your job, to look it up. You're supposed to look the stuff up, not just go by someone's name, how credible you think their name is, and you use that as a way to be lazy and not study for yourself. Because all of us are subject to, to drop the ball sometime, because we're all steady learning. We're all students at all times. I'm steady learning. There's stuff that I was taught in 2019 I wouldn't dare teach today. Some of it's still good, some of it's not. And the more you learn, the more you start leaning toward what's more solid than what you taught before. And so, you got to be willing to challenge yourself and see, okay, if I'm doing the same thing over and over, I'm doing the same stuff, making these made up processes that somebody done made up, they can't show where in the hell they get these damn processes from, and why people ain't getting no damn remedy about the shit. A lot of them just selling projects. They just selling processes. They're selling templates. Their templates selling all types of shit, and some of it's not credible. A lot of it is not credible. There's a lot of bullshit out there. Okay, but there's some good stuff out there too. But like I'm saying, you won't know the good stuff from the bullshit if you don't study at all. If you don't study at all, it's just like the maxim of law says. They say he that how did they say, he that something about somebody being deceived, just say let him be deceived. He that will be deceived, let him be. However the fuck I forgot. I'm paraphrasing it, but if somebody want to be deceived, they want to just let them be deceived. They want to say they can keep on. So I have to get away from just trying to talk people into studying, talk people into like begging people to study when they call on my phone. I'm like, don't call me. Go look at the videos. Go look it up. I drop a video on the internet, and they'll see they get a notification that I done dropped a video, and they'll call me instead of watching the damn video. And then they call and ask me questions that I answered on the video. So I'm like, I don't want to talk to them. I have to decrease how much phone time I give if I'm giving the game on the videos, and people they're too lazy to even watch a video. It's like I can't hold people's hand. I can't hold anybody's hands. Okay? Especially these grown men. Most of them are guys that are calling anyway. Nowadays, no females don't really call for information. But but y'all are grown men. You have to be willing to open up some books, invest in some material, start reading some stuff on your own, man. You have to be willing to do that, because I'm not typing up nobody's templates. I'm not, I've given away some stuff that's already in my email that I can just forward to somebody. But at the same time, I'm not trying to lean toward, I'm not going to invest in your laziness. I'm not going to do that. I mean, you have to know how to raise up for yourself. And this world, you got leaders and you got followers. You got slaves and you got masters. Which one are you? I'm gonna have to leave it at that, man. I just had to make this video because I'm like, it kind of vexes me sometimes when I care more about somebody else's situation than they care to invest in themselves. You know what I'm saying? And it bothers me. There's one guy I know. He have brain injuries, all of them. He have brain injuries due to this child support situation he got going on. And it vexes me for him to call and I talk to him, because bad as I want this man to hear what I've shown him, and I've spent countless hours on the phone talking to this guy, looking in his state. He lives in California. And you know that's one of the hardest states to deal with. They're like a damn slave state. So, and I spent countless hours on the phone with this guy, trying to help him understand, help him see what his state statutes say. What the law dictionaries are all saying. What are they saying? I'm showing him on the phone. Countless hours showing him the game through the books. Through the statutes, through all different resources that you can actually study and learn this stuff from. And he finds himself challenging me based on some shit he heard Chris Hauser and other people on the internet say it. And I'm like, what the fuck does the law say, man? And this ain't the shit on Chris Hauser or anybody. I don't even know who Chris Hauser is. I don't even know what he looked like. I've never studied him, never followed him, I don't know. I just know I just heard the name before. So don't think I'm trying to shit on him, okay? So the thing is, like, just hearing somebody try to regurgitate something they heard instead of going back and looking up. Did you challenge what you heard and went and looked it up yourself, so you can get a clear understanding as to what you heard instead of just regurgitating? Because I'm showing you what it says in the law books. I'm showing you what it says, what the legal definition based on Black's Law and Bouvier's dictionaries, those sources say about what this term actually means. And you're regurgitating something somebody else said. And like you just disregarding what the credible source, because you want to worship somebody you've been putting all these hours listening to and not studying for yourself. And it's frustrating as hell when I talk to people that do that shit. It made me just want to just get out the damn phone altogether. And the shit bothers the shit. It bothers the shit out of me sometimes. So sometimes I just ignore a phone call because I don't even talk to no damn body when they do shit like that. But you got to be willing to study this stuff. And I'm sure, these guys that are out here teaching, we all tell people, most of us, I don't know, I can't say all of them, but I heard quite a few guys say, don't believe me, go look it up for yourself. Be willing to look this shit up. Stop regurgitating. Don't regurgitate too goddamn much. Stop fucking regurgitating. Look up some stuff and see what the hell it actually means. Because you program your mind and hearing the same thing over and over and you never looked it up, you're going to keep saying the shit too. And so while you're doing that, you're going to be stuck in that same level of misunderstanding and steady dropping the ball and missing the mark because you won't look up shit. But I'm going to get off this damn thing. I'm just ranting. I guess I just care more than I should goddamn care. Let me get off this goddamn phone. I'll see y'all in the next video. Emerald signing out.